What types of situations make you feel particularly anxious or afraid or even have a panic attack? Is it boarding an airplane and taking a transatlantic flight for several hours? Or having an MRI scan where you have to lie inside a small, narrow tube for 30 to 45 minutes, feeling completely enclosed from all sides? Or maybe it's coming face to face with a snake or a tarantula. Or just going to the doctor's office and getting a shot in the arm, or the dentist and having all kinds of metal tools put in your mouth. Well, these are all very common situations which invoke a very great deal of anxiety, even panic, in a lot of different people. But I'm here to teach you some techniques that you can practice on your own and then use when you find yourself in these situations that will make it a lot easier to get through those situations with much more comfort and a lot more calmly. I had to face one of my own fears a few years ago, which was flying on an airplane. I worked one-on-one with a counselor and used some textbooks that she lent me regarding anxiety disorders and panic attacks, and I taught myself the techniques listed in the textbooks and that she herself went over with me, practiced them for about 6 weeks, and then was able to take my very first airplane ride with barely any anxiety at all. Prior to that, just the thought of being on an airplane brought me to a level of anxiety near panic. I had all the symptoms: rapid heart rate, rapid breathing, shallow breathing, sweating, trembling, all of that. And now, no problem whatsoever. So, let's begin with the first technique that I would like to tell you about, which is called positive self-talk. What this means is interrupting that mental dialogue that most people have when they find themselves in a situation that makes them feel anxious. And what I mean by that is that train of thought that says, oh my gosh, I can't do this, I'm too scared, I gotta get out of here, I can't, I have to get out, I can't. Well, what's important is to interrupt that negative, self-defeating talk, sometimes with a physical action that's very jarring, like a slap on the face, or pinching yourself on the shoulder really hard. And then once you've interrupted that train of thought, you need to replace it with positive thought, such as the following phrases. I am capable of remaining calm. I can handle myself in a calm, collected manner. I am in control of myself and I can handle myself. You need to repeat those phrases 10, 12, however many times it takes before they start to work. Now I'll tell you that when I was learning this technique myself a few years ago, at first I felt very silly and I just thought, this is ridiculous. I feel so dumb saying this. There's no point. This is not going to work. But I stuck with it anyway because I figured, what did I have to lose? And then I stopped feeling silly pretty soon because I realized it was working and I was believing what I was telling myself. So what I'm telling you, urging you, is when you practice this, stick with it the first several weeks and get over that initial hump of feeling so awkward and silly, and eventually you as well will notice that it does start to work. Now the second technique is a little bit more of an assertive technique, and it involves focusing on the most important thing within your control, and that is your breathing. Slow, controlled breathing can bring about an immense state of relaxation and calm. And the way to do it is to get comfortable in your chair and close your eyes. Focus only on breathing in through your nostrils and then parting your lips and letting the air flow passively out between your lips, not forcefully blowing it out. And I'll demonstrate what I mean. Even just taking a couple of breaths in that manner brings about such a state of calm and relaxation. It's really remarkable. I use it all the time in other situations that cause me anxiety when I just kind of want to de-escalate my nervousness a little bit. The third technique is what I have sort of termed taking mental stock of all the muscles in your body. And this involves, again, getting comfortable in your chair or wherever you have to be sitting, closing your eyes again and doing a sort of mental scan of all the muscle groups in your body, starting with your head and working your way down the rest of your body. Most people find that their jaws and the backs of their necks and their shoulders are very tense, so they start with those. What you'll do once you've located those really tense muscles is repeat either aloud, if the situation permits, or within the privacy of your own thoughts, phrases such as these. My shoulders are loose, limp, and heavy. My shoulders are loose, limp, and heavy. And as you say these phrases to yourself, either aloud or in your own thoughts, you focus on how your shoulders actually feel until they actually do become loose, limp, and heavy. Once you have gotten them to do so, then you move on to the next muscle group and repeat the same thing, moving from head to toe. Once you've practiced this several times, you will be able to achieve a state of complete, total body relaxation within just a couple of seconds, just from practicing it over and over. It's another technique I use all the time when I find myself particularly tense. So what I hope that you have come away with in what I've told you this evening is that you have the ability, with your own thoughts and your own practice, to manage anxiety without resorting to mind-altering prescription drugs. You don't have to take those to manage anxiety to get through a difficult situation. You have the power to do it yourself. It just takes a little bit of practice, the belief that it can work, and sticking to it. And eventually, you'll find yourself getting through those scary situations like MRIs and needle sticks and airplane rides a lot more comfortably than you ever did before. Thank you.